before you go into it, Doctor, the word hijrah, migration towards the Islamic understanding of it, is it moving towards an Islamic country, or is it moving to a country where you can practice Islam?
Well, this might, be coming later on, in our talking about the hijrah, but let us just focus on the original situation of the hijrah. How did it happen? Muslims, they know about this, right? We don't need to go in details.
Okay.
But all of them, they know that the Sahaba who were in Makkah al-Mukarramah, they were facing challenges about their faith, their belief, their new religion they have adopted. People of Makkah al-Mukarramah, they were showing them every kind of hardship, difficulties, torturing them. So the Sahaba, they found a new place. If they go to it, they might have some peace, secure their deen. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned this. There's a land, they call it Al-Habasha, and they have a king, a just king, which nobody will be oppressed at his place. So yes, so might go there and find your freedom of religion there. At that time, he did not command them, alayhi salam, to go. It was not like order, like must, that you have to go. It was like optional at that time.
Merely an advice, you want to say, if you can put it that way, an advice to them?
It was like coming from the so merciful heart of the Prophet ﷺ. Because not all of them, they were having this kind of high rank in the society. So they have some kind of special protection by their origin, by their maybe tribes, by their families. So some of them, they were weak. They were like low class. So the Prophet has opened the door. Like, if you'd like, go. And he gave him some kind of maybe green light by saying good word about that king and good word about that land. So the Sahaba, they got it, as if that was like a relief, break from Allah through the Prophet ﷺ, and they did 2 times.
Okay.
Just imagine that sometimes when we talk about the hijrah and the Sahaba, really, even myself sometimes, we don't go deeply on the circumstances and the environment and the conditions the Sahaba they were surrounded by at that time to make the first hijrah, the first migration to Ethiopia, Al-Habasha, and the second one to cross the Red Sea was very humble. Tools and method, men, women, and leaving behind them their memories, their homes, the relatives. What was the reason of that? Have some freedom of practicing their religion. It did happen this time, twice. Then we have, as Muslims, they know that, the third hijrah, when they go from Mecca to Medina. Even at the beginning of that hijrah was not like must. The Prophet was telling the Sahaba that some kind of other land Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving me indication that we are going to move forward. The Sahaba, they start to move, to migrate, little by little, group by group, till he saved himself at the end. And the last one, Abu Bakr Siddiq, as you know, that he waited for the great noble company of the Prophet ﷺ. But it did happen. So the Sahaba, they migrated from Mecca to Medina. Now, when the Prophet ﷺ stationed in Medina and he was settled down by the Sahaba in that city, another hijrah has approached the Muslim community. Those of the stayed in Makkah al-Mukarramah and did not make it to Medina Munawwara. Not all of them, they were able to do it. Some of them, they were weak. Old people, women, some slaves. They cannot leave Makkah al-Mukarramah. So whoever at that time were able to make it, it was must on him to leave Mecca and go to Medina, so he is able to help and participate in creating the new society with the Muslim of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah alayhi salam. At that time it was must, because the wisdom need this kind of migration, need that society to be like stronger and stronger. You are establishing now a new identity for the whole world, not just for people in Medina Munawwara. Imagine this. At that time, were only those who they lived in Medina Munawwara representing Islam. The Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba from Al-Muhajirin, Sahaba from Al-Ansar, they were the first Muslim society to represent Al-Islam, to represent La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So they were in need to everyone, every help, every hand. to share and participate in building that strong community. Other people, they were living in the desert, like Bedouin people. For these people, it's very hard for them to come and leave their tribes and their habit of life in the desert with their camels. But at least they were commanded to come and move to Al-Madinah Munawwara to learn about their deen, and then come back to their tribes and teach them what they have learned from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we have like about 4 hijrah right now.
Yes,
right?
okay. You've just mentioned, as you said, 4 different hijrah. And you said the first was to Habasha, right?
One, and second it was like 2.
Two, and then the one to Medina.